But now we can move past that and start talking about adaptations. Now, adaptations are a characteristic that helps an organism survive in its environment. An adaptation is acquired over a long period of time through evolution. To adapt refers to a short-term change leading to greater adjustment in one's environment. Adaptations can be physical, physiological, and behavioral. So let's look at these polar bears and the moth. The polar bears have this white fur covering them, whereas the moth can almost blend in with the tree trunk. Why is that? Well, adaptations in themselves are only useful as long as they maximize the survivability of the animal, right? Of the organism, I should say. But what does it mean to maximize survivability? It means to increase the probability of the animal surviving, right? For example, polar bears, with their physical adaptation of having that white fur to reflect the light, means that it is easier for them to blend in with the surrounding environment, probably making it easier to hunt, for example. That's a good physical adaptation to have. That fur, which enables them to store a lot of air, and air is a good insulator, therefore preventing their body heat from escaping. That's probably a really good adaptation to have. How about the moth? Well, the moth can blend in very well with the tree trunk, and the reason for that is because when it's able to blend in very well with the tree trunk, it increases its chances of surviving because it's harder for predators to identify it. But adaptations, that's the thing though, where a lot of people get confused. Adaptations don't have to be behavioral only. Don't have to be physical only, they can also be behavioral. For example, birds can migrate from one area to another. Or humans remove clothes when it gets hot, right? Or put on more clothes when it gets cold. That's a behavioral adaptation. Giraffes learn to extend their neck forward to get the leaves. Again, this is a behavioral adaptation. But let's not confuse adaptations with evolution. Now I need to check something really important. Let's not confuse adaptations with evolution. Evolution is a trait of an organism that it increases its survivability when there is pressure from the surrounding environment. And because, for example, let's say tall giraffes are more capable of reaching leaves, it is more likely that they will survive, right? And because it is more likely that they will survive, it is because of that reason that the tall giraffe is more likely to pass down its genes. And because it is more likely to pass down its genes, it is more likely to have children, right? Or it's more likely to have offspring that also will be as tall as the parent, right? And obviously, if only the tall giraffes are the ones that are reproducing, eventually the shorter giraffes will be wiped out of the population and only the tall ones will remain. So that is very different from adaptations such as behavioral and physical adaptations.